On Lancaster Boulevard with Adam Chant, one of the business owners on the boulevard, and he actually reported, well, I'll let him describe what happened.
Well, today there was 5 to 8 minors that were standing outside of 5 and Dime, and they were making a ruckus, harassing people as they were walking by, and just being obnoxious, generally obnoxious. And so we continued to make our way around the boulevard and met up at the Bandstand Cafe coffee house, and discovered that one of the young girls decided to run across the street and assault a lady that was just walking up the street, and they pummeled her pretty heavily to the point of where she was bleeding, and ended up causing a little bit of a ruckus with the 5 and Dime, because she ran in the 5 and Dime, and that was just not great. So we called the cops and had them come out, and the ambulance came out and took the lady away, because she was not seriously injured, but she was injured pretty substantially. And these are a series of kids that are known to be problematic on the boulevard. They've been pushing our mannequins. They've been asked to leave many of the stores up in this area, and they're just not being very socially acceptable in any sense of the word. It's not just periodically, but it's constantly that they're just inflicting their will on everyone, including the adults. And it was just a little bit, it was completely unacceptable. So we weren't going to let it stand.
Well, on the whole, the boulevard's not like that. The culture's not like that. That's very atypical. Or do you
Absolutely,
think?
yeah. Well, and it was pretty obvious, because there were people that were getting ready to visit the new MOA, and they were not even coming down the side of the boulevard because the kids were being so loud. So it was kind of distracting, and it's a really nice time right now for things to happen. So it's kind of frustrating that those kids were just doing that. They were just taking advantage of an opportunity to be loud and obnoxious that ended up escalating into the point of them, one girl or 2 girls, actually, I don't know how many, assaulting a lady as she was walking up the boulevard.
Do you know if it's a minor or serious injuries? Or?
Minor, I think it's pretty minor. She may, just had a little cut on her nose, but it was enough that it bled a lot. So
in terms of the law enforcement response, how do you feel about that?
I was pretty happy with it. It took a little bit longer than I would have liked, considering they're just up the street. But it's a quieter Sunday afternoon, and they're still getting acclimated to this new boulevard beat, basically. So there was just a little bit of a time, But I mean, they got here in a good amount of time. The lady was safe. They were able to, evaluate the situation. They'll review video that's inside the store, and these are girls that we know. I mean, kids that we see on the boulevard all the time. We don't know them personally, but they're just known personalities of the boulevard, and they'll be ID'd, and we'll just have our, eyes and ears out in the future and ask them to not, be around our businesses.
All right, thank you.
Yep.